What is up, guys? It's your boy MaineMania, bringing to you an honest and true analysis of the Nintendo Switch. Now, first things first, let me apologize for not including any Nintendo Switch gameplay in this video. However, Nintendo copyrights everything. Literally everything. 90% of the videos that I've posted or Let's Plays that were Nintendo based have all gotten copyrighted, and unfortunately, I gotta do what I gotta do. I know there's a Nintendo's Creators Program, but let's be honest, that program is BS. Everyone knows it. But for some, that's all they have, it's all that's on the table, and so they have to use it. Now, in regards to the Nintendo Switch, which will be launching on March 3rd, it looks good and it has a lot of potential. However, the price is just not right. Nintendo wants $299 for the Switch with no game included. That is huge. It's huge, and unfortunately, that may make or break the Nintendo Switch launch. Now, the build quality of the Switch seems great. The tablet screen quality looks great as well. It's going to be a 720p screen on the tablet, and it looks great. However, I'm concerned about the battery life. 2.5 hours to 6 hours in portable mode. And by the way, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will only get 2.5 hours on that battery life. That's very disappointing. That's almost worse than the Nintendo Gamepad's battery life, and the Gamepad battery life was atrocious. But back to the controllers, the Joy-Cons seem cool, and I do think the Joy-Cons are going to add a lot of versatility, and they're going to stand out versus the competition. You know what I mean? They're going to bring that Wii functionality to the Switch, and once again, it's something that Microsoft and Sony is not offering at this time. So I think that is a great move by Nintendo. In addition to that, there's no region locking. Another great move by Nintendo. But back to the controllers, the triggers are digital. Nintendo, why? Why, Nintendo? Digital triggers are a thing of the past. You know that analog is crucial for current and future generation gaming. You know that. Why would you make a brand new console with digital triggers still? It's not a make or break situation, but it really does stand out as a big mistake by Nintendo. It is a big disappointment. Now, another thing that we need to be wary of is that Nintendo's presentation lacked a lot of specifications regarding the internal components and the technical specs of the Nintendo Switch. And I think we should all question that and just be a little wary of it. One of those technical specs that they kind of brushed over was the fact that the Nintendo Switch only comes with 32 gigabytes of internal storage. Guys, 32 gigabytes of internal storage? Are you kidding me? My smartphone came with more than that. That's just not excusable. We have to be honest about these things, man. That's not excusable. The PlayStation and Xbox are both coming with 500 gigabytes, and Nintendo only comes with 32. Now, the argument's going to be made that PlayStation and Xbox games are so much larger, so it makes out. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make out. And here's why. Out of that 32 gigabytes available on the Switch, okay, the software that's pre-installed is going to take up some of that. Let's act like it doesn't. Let's just pretend you get a full 32 gigabytes at your disposal. If you were to buy The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, that already takes up 13 gigabytes on your 32 gigabyte capacity. That's over 40% of your drive gone on day one. That is a big, big deal. But Nintendo wants to charge $299 for this system. Now, we can buy a 128 gigabyte micro SD card on Amazon for $40. But that's what it costs us, the consumer. If Nintendo was to order that same exact card through their corporate discounts and such, in their large quantities, they would probably get that same 128 gigabyte card for maybe $20 to $25, maybe even less. And so it is inexcusable to be selling a brand new console that you want to compete with the PS4 and the Xbox One with 32 gigabytes. That is a make or break situation, and hopefully buyers will beware. The Nintendo Switch will be launching with 5 games. And as much as that seems a little alarming, let's just take into account that when the SNES, the Super Nintendo, launched in America, it also launched with 5 games. But then again, the Wii U launched with 34 games. So that will not make or break the system's launch and guarantee nor predict its success or lack thereof. However, it is a little concerning with the 5 games that will be available at launch. Let's quickly touch on those, then we'll touch on the accessories, and then we'll talk about future games. As far as the games being available at launch, obviously the juggernaut is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The game looks amazing. I am ridiculously excited about this game. The world is ridiculously excited about this game. Did you see Zelda's character design? Oh my god. She looks amazing. The game looks amazing. But it's also going to be available on the Wii U. Now, what's the advantage of buying it for the Switch versus the Wii U? In my opinion, none. None. Breath of the Wild is not even going to be running 1080p on the Nintendo Switch. It's only going to run 900p when it's docked at 30 FPS and 720p when you're playing on the tablet portably. Will the graphics look better on the Switch? Yes. Is it worth buying a $300 system that doesn't come with the game for? Absolutely not. What other launch titles are there? You got 1-2 Switch. 1-2 Switch looks interesting, and I think it's the party game that should have been included with the Switch that would showcase the abilities of the Joy-Con controllers. And this is definitely a missed opportunity by Nintendo. The game looks fun, but it also looks like it may only be for 2 players, and that is another cause for concern. And honestly, this game should be free. It is not worth $50. We have to be honest here. This game looks just like Wii Sports, and it doesn't look like it's going to be worth $50. That's a little steep. Now, the other 3 games that are going to be available at launch are going to be Super Bomberman R, Skylanders Imaginators, and Just Dance 2017. Let's be honest, you don't buy a $300 system for any of those games. Plain and simply said. Now, also available at launch will be the accessories and additional controllers. This is another area where Nintendo is just out of their minds. Now, mind you, the Wii U Pro Controller is my favorite controller of all time. 90 hours of battery life versus the gamepad's 3 hours. I don't see how anyone enjoyed playing on the gamepad unless they were playing off of the TV. 90 hours of battery life. The Pro Controller felt amazing. It was very comfortable, and the battery life was just phenomenal. I've never seen battery life in a controller like that before, and for me, that was everything. There's going to be a version of the Pro Controller for the Nintendo Switch. Now, mind you, the Wii U's Pro Controller cost $50. Nintendo is charging $70 for the new Switch Pro Controller, which is basically the same controller, just tweaked a little bit for the Switch. I don't know, guys. I don't know. $70 for a controller. Kind of crazy. To put that in perspective, the current PlayStation 4 controller and Xbox One controllers are only $50. So $70 for a controller, it's a little outrageous. But it gets worse because another set of Joy-Cons is $80. Nintendo, what are you thinking? $80 for a controller? Come on. It's not even like it's a customizable controller or a special edition or something along that line. No, it's the standard Joy-Con or Pro controller. $70 or $80 for an additional controller, it's outrageous. And Nintendo really needs to adjust the price for those. So at this point, you have super expensive controllers, and you have 2 games that look like they'll be fun at launch. One of them will be available for the Wii U, being Zelda Breath of the Wild. So there's really no reason to buy the Switch just to play that one game. And 1-2 Switch looks like a game that should have been free. But there's future games coming that may give you a little excitement and make you a little eager to own the system right away. Let's talk about those games. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is coming out on April 28th. This game is highway robbery. Are you kidding me, guys? This is the same game as Mario Kart 8, but with a battle mode DLC. That is it. Okay? Put this in perspective. With Mario Kart 8, both DLCs cost $12 and included a total of 7 characters, 16 extra courses, and 16 additional skins, 8 being for Yoshi and 8 being for Shy Guy. This new deluxe version for the Switch cost $60, and although it does include the aforementioned DLCs, it only comes with 5 characters, I believe 4 battle arenas, don't quote me on that, and 4 additional skins for the Inklings. You're also able to carry 1 extra item, and they brought back the Boo item stealing in the races and the feather in the battle mode. Is that worth $60? Absolutely not. Let's be real, it's just not. Other future games coming, ARMS is coming in the spring, and ARMS looks like it's going to be fun, but it also looks like you're going to get bored fast. It almost looks like it would only be fun hypothetically boxing the person standing in front of you versus a computer on the screen. So I'm not sold on ARMS yet, and I don't think it's going to be worth $60. Splatoon 2 is coming out in the summer. I believe the tentative date set for Splatoon 2 is August 28th, if I'm not mistaken. That is not set in stone, and it has not been confirmed by Nintendo. But Splatoon 2 looks great. It looks like it's going to be fun, and I would definitely buy it. But it seems to be Splatoon Deluxe versus an actual sequel. I can't say for sure, but I think the single-player mode will tell. We'll see what they change in the single-player mode, if it's truly a sequel or it's just another deluxe version. That's coming in the summer. But Super Mario Odyssey is the juggernaut here. Super Mario Odyssey looks amazing. This game looks phenomenal. It deserves Zelda-level hype. It is a must-buy. The level design is gorgeous, and you can tell this is definitely forward-thinking by Nintendo. I think they nailed it on all points with Super Mario Odyssey. I am very hyped for this game, and I'm excited to play it. But it won't be available until the holiday, which basically means at launch, you have Zelda and 1-2 Switch. In the spring and summer, you'll have Mario Kart Deluxe and potentially Splatoon Deluxe. And then you have Mario potentially November, December, January. How does that make the Switch a must-buy console right now? It doesn't. It doesn't. Nintendo has competition. They need to realize that, and they need to be pricing their console much more aggressively and much more competitively in today's marketplace. The truth is they need a fast start, and I can't help but feel concerned that they won't get that. So let's wrap this up with some final thoughts. The price of the Nintendo Switch is wrong, and it needs to be reduced quickly. Just like Microsoft did when the original Xbox came out and it was more expensive than the PS4, they knew they were losing this race, and they were losing this race fast, and they adjusted the price, and it didn't save them. However, it kept them competitive, and Nintendo needs to realize they're going to have to make that decision from now. They're too concerned about their profits at this time. We have to remember, 2 out of the last Nintendo consoles were failures. The Nintendo GameCube and the Wii U were both failures. Now, the GameCube and the Wii U are near and dear to our hearts, but they did not sell very well. The Nintendo Wii blew it out of the park, but that's 1 out of 3 consoles that was successful. Nintendo can't afford another console failure because they could end up just like Sega did back in the 90s. So it is very important for Nintendo to see very quick success, and they can do that by adjusting the price and realizing that whether they take a hit or sell this console at a loss, they need that right now. They need to get back into the conversation, and they need to think more competitively right now, because they created the Switch and they're advertising the Switch to appeal to an older audience versus the traditional younger core Nintendo audience. You can tell by all of the commercials they've put out for the Switch and the trailers, you have young adults playing the Switch versus children. or teenagers. Well, if Nintendo wants to actually have that market buying the Switch, they need to make these decisions very quickly. So in summation, the price needs to be adjusted. Pre-orders are going to reflect Nintendo diehards and fanatics. It's not going to reflect the average gamer or the general public, or even the serious or hardcore gamer at that. The diehards are going to buy the pre-orders day one because they don't care. They're going to drink the Nintendo Kool-Aid, and they don't care what it is. It's Nintendo. They have to have it. They have to have it now. But I can't help but feel concerned. A top analyst at Ace Research Institute just told Bloomberg last week that the first 2 weeks of sales will be critical for Nintendo, and they will have to sell the 2 million units they forecast for the quarter. The Switch's success will be determined at the very start. And I agree with that 100%. My recommendation to you right now is to wait. Wait on Nintendo's response to the market response. The launch lineup is weak. Playing online will only be free until the fall. And that is a big thing as well, because now Nintendo has just lost one of their competitive advantages. Their competitive advantages over Microsoft and Sony was that once you buy the game, it's one and done. I'm sure parents everywhere loved that. One and done. You buy the console, you play online for free. No 3-month subscriptions or 1-year subscriptions and having to re-up all the time and all that good stuff. No ongoing payment of sorts. But not this time. Nintendo's going to change that. And I did expect them to. This was expected. I expected it. I talk about this on my stream on Twitch all the time. I knew it was coming. But at the same time, it does take away one of Nintendo's competitive advantages. And I don't think they can afford to lose those at this time. Furthermore, there's no backwards compatibility. This is another big thing. But the good news about this is that Reggie has responded to it, and he said Nintendo's having conversations about this. Reggie's exact words were, "We recognize that some of our most passionate fans have spent quite a bit, whether it's with Virtual Console on Wii or Wii U, and we recognize that consumers are rightly concerned about moving to Nintendo Switch without backward compatibility. My comment is, stay tuned. We understand the concern. More information to come." Those are Reggie's exact words, and I think that's a step in the right direction, which is acknowledging the elephant in the room and letting us know they're having discussions about it. Does that mean anything's going to get done? No, but it's good to know that they're having the discussion because it is important to their fan base. Furthermore, Nintendo has to focus on maintaining their new third-party relationships and gaining more third-party support. Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon will not carry a console. They need their third-party developers, and they need to foster these relationships and work with these developers to bring more content to the Nintendo Switch as quickly as possible. So once again, my recommendation is wait. Wait. I would not recommend buying the Nintendo Switch before Splatoon 2 drops later this summer. I would not recommend buying it before that. There's really nothing to play. You're going to be playing the same Mario Kart game you've been playing on the Wii U. You have a better battle mode, but it's not worth $60 worth. In addition to the $300 you have to buy the system for. So my recommendation is, once again, just wait. The price may drop due to the response to the market, or Nintendo may bundle a game with the Switch by the time you're ready to buy it. I do think Nintendo's going to have to make a decision, and with all that they have riding on the Nintendo Switch and the hype behind it, I think they know they're going to have to react quickly. The Switch was rushed to market because Nintendo knew they were bleeding, but rushing the Switch to market may potentially hurt the potential that they had for success, because there just aren't many attractive titles that say you need this now. They need more game releases, and they need more confirmed projects from their third-party developers. And when that happens, I think the Nintendo Switch will be okay. But until that happens, I would say wait. If you agree with the content in this video, if you agree with some of the points that I've made, let me know in the comments below. In addition to that, I want to welcome all of you guys to follow me on Twitch and join us during our live streams every single day. I think you guys would enjoy some of the games that I'm currently streaming, and I would like to welcome you guys to come play with us, whether it's Mario Kart 8, whether it's submitting your level to me in Super Mario Maker, or whether it's playing Overwatch with me on PS4 every night. We have a lot of fun on my channel. Hopefully you guys will come through and hang out. So once again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe. And I appreciate you guys for listening to my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. Let me know how you feel in the comments. It's your boy MaineMania. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace.